Hello and welcome back once again to product placement. So first of all, I want to apologize if this suddenly gets cut off. There is a storm going on outside. I've already lost power twice tonight. So the first time I was like, okay, I'm going to get up and do a video real quick before I make my dinner, and the power went out. Power came back on. I waited about a half hour. Weather seemed stable, so I got up to do it again. Power went out again. Finally came back on, so trying this a third time, so if it suddenly goes dark in here, that's why. I will resume it as soon as the power comes back on again. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get to today's item. A couple weeks ago, I was watching a friend of mine's stream on Twitch, and it went into an ad break, and I saw an advertisement for not one, but two new items that I wanted to try. They are related, so we're going to be doing both in this one video. And today's items are Oreo flavored Coke Zero and Coke flavored Oreos. So you can see why these two items are related and are both being done in the same video. Now, the Coke is only available in Zero. I did look for it in regular because I prefer regular over Zero most times. It was only available in Zero, so I'm guessing that in order to make it taste like an Oreo, they had to use Zero for some reason. Not sure, didn't really do much research on it other than that they existed. So we're going to be doing the drink first, because I feel like if I eat the Oreos first, I'm going to have Oreo in my mouth, and then of course this is going to taste like Oreo. So I want to do this first so I can see if it actually tastes like Oreo before I eat the cookies. When I eat the cookies, I'll know if they taste like Coke, regardless of whether I just drank a Coke or not. And I did have a regular Coke earlier today, so I do have the flavor of Coke fresh in my mind, so I'll be able to see how this differs. So this is what we're doing first, is the Oreo flavored Coke Zero. These are from the Creations line, so it is technically in the Creations line. I believe I'm caught up on Creations at the moment. Not really sure. I might have missed one or two. I don't know. I'll have to look it up online and I'll let you guys know probably in a future video because I didn't really do much research into this one beforehand. Alright, so let's crack this open and see if it smells like Oreos. Smell test. That smells like a Tootsie Roll. So it smells like if you've ever had a chocolate flavored soda. They're very rare, but sometimes they do exist. But if you want an actual flavor that you've probably had before, if you've ever had a Tootsie Roll, it smells like that. That mix of chocolate that Tootsie Roll uses, if you smell a Tootsie Roll, that's what this smells like. Oddly enough, on that second sniff, I did get a bit of Oreo. I'm not sure if it was the cookie portion of the Oreo or the filling part of the Oreo, but I definitely got a scent of Oreo that time. It's like a weird hybrid between a Tootsie Roll and an Oreo, with a very faint hint of Coke Zero in there. Alright, so we got the smell test out of the way. Let's take a drink and see if it tastes like a Oreo, or if it tastes more like a Tootsie Roll, or if it tastes like just regular Coke Zero. Cheers! Honestly, it's leaning more towards a chocolate flavored cola, closer to the Tootsie Roll. Not getting much in the way of Oreo in the flavor. Like if I take a drink, I kind of hold it in my mouth and let it sit on my tongue for a minute. Again, I'm still getting that Tootsie Roll flavor, but I am getting a bit of the creaminess of the filling of an Oreo cookie, but it's not like a creamy soda, if that makes sense. Like the hint of the cream is there, but it's not in the flavor, it's in like the aftertaste. And I guess between that slight hint of creaminess mixed with the obvious chocolate flavor, I can kind of see where they're going towards an Oreo, but again, tastes more like a Tootsie Roll to me. Yeah, overall, if you like Tootsie Roll flavored things and you want a Tootsie Roll as a drink, then here you go. If you wanted something that tastes like an Oreo, it's not really there. I know a while back Pepsi did the hot chocolate Pepsi. There was only like 2,000 cans made or something like that, and you had to order it through their website or it was sent to specific people. I don't remember. I talked about it in a previous video. If I remember how to do cards, I'll put the card up here so you guys can see the video where I talked about it, but I don't remember what video it was in. But the point of mentioning the hot chocolate Pepsi is I did miss that one, but I'm guessing it would probably taste something like this. Again, this is a Coke product, not a Pepsi product, so there would be a slight difference in taste, but as far as like a chocolate flavored cola, I think this is about on par with that. Alright, so now on to the Coke flavored Oreos. There is usually a pull tab on here somewhere. There it is. These are ridiculously expensive. Let me get these open first, and I'll talk about them. So when I originally saw the ad, I went around to some of the stores as I was out working, and I saw the Coke in quite a few stores, But the first store I saw it in, they wanted like $5 almost for the 20 ounce. I was like, I'm not paying that. I'm sure it'll be at a regular grocery store near the cash register or something for like the $2 or whatever you normally pay for a 20 ounce. So I checked around a couple other stores, and again, I kept finding the Coke, but couldn't find the Oreos. And then finally, I checked one store and they had it, but I was short on money then. And I was like, well, at least I know where to get it. They got a lot of them. I don't have to worry about it. Then I found them at a store closer to my house when I did have some money, but they only had 2 packs left. And I was like, well, I know they got 2, and I know the other one that I go past quite often has a lot more of them. So I don't necessarily have to get them today. I can get them in a couple days when I get paid again. So never made it back over to the first store where they had the large display, but I made it to another store on the other side of town. And they also only had 2 or 3 packages left. So I was like, you know what, they might be getting close to being slim pickings, and I'm not going to make it back over to the other store for another week. So go ahead and grab them now. And I was even talking to the cashier about that. Like, you know, one store had like a whole huge display of them. You and the other store close to my house only had like 2 or 3 left. He said, well, maybe they're popular and they're just going fast. I said, yeah, that's why I'm getting them today rather than waiting until payday. So we have our Coke flavored Oreos now. As you can see there, it is red on one side and the normal chocolate Oreo on the other side and a regular white cream filling. Let's give it a smell test and see if it smells like Coke or if it smells like an Oreo. Just holding it at this distance and having the pack right under me, I am getting a smell of something, but I can't tell what it is. Kind of maybe in the line of a cola, like the misty cola type of scent. Not sure. Let's give it a proper smell test and see if we can distinguish the scent. So the red side mainly just smells like the white or tan Oreo cookie, and the chocolate side smells like the normal chocolate Oreo. I'm not getting much in the way of a cola scent. Like I said, standing over the package, the entire package, I'm getting a little whiff of something, but it's not distinguishable. But the overall cookie just kind of smells plain, if that makes sense. All right, let's give it the taste test and see if it tastes like a Coca-Cola. Cheers. Not really. So for the most part, it just kind of tastes plain like an Oreo. It's kind of a mix between the regular Oreos and the white Oreos, or the reverse Oreos, whatever you want to call them. I am getting a faint hint of something mixed in with the filling, but it's not enough to distinguish what it is. It could be a Coke or a cola type of flavor, but it's so faint I almost can't tell. Let's open one up and try just the filling. Oddly enough, these almost look like they're double stuffed. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but there's like a, almost looks like 2 layers of the filling in between. All right, so let's try just the filling and see if we can distinguish any type of flavor from that. Maybe a little bit, but again, the cream is kind of overpowering whatever that flavor is. It almost kind of makes it taste more like a cream soda, but not really. It doesn't have that butterscotchy kind of caramel type of cream soda flavor. It just kind of has, there's a slight hint of something here, you know. But yeah, mostly the flavor is masked by the cream. Let's try the other side in case it is double stuffed and this one is supposed to taste like something else. So that side has a bit of a gritty texture to it, almost like it's got like sugar sprinkles in it or something. So I get a little bit of a crunch as I'm chewing on that one versus the other side. So maybe it is a double stuff thing. But yeah, again, not really getting any Coca-Cola type of flavor. Again, there's a hint of something in my mouth right now, but not enough to distinguish if it's Coca-Cola. So let's try each of the cookie sides individually first. Well, we'll do the chocolate side first because that's obviously going to taste like an Oreo, right? Cheers. Okay, so when that first hit my tongue, I got a little hint of something, like a quick pop, but then it faded so fast, all I tasted was the chocolate of the Oreo. And oddly enough, with the residue of the cream filling in my mouth, and then eating the chocolate of the Oreo, my mouth now tastes like I just ate a Tootsie Roll. So again, we're leaning towards that Tootsie Roll thing more than we are Oreos and Coke. All right, let's try the red side and see if there's any difference. Cheers. No, that just tastes like a plain white Oreo or reverse Oreo, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, not really feeling it on this one. I mean, they're good. I'll eat the pack. They're not going to go to waste. But do they taste like Coca-Cola? Not really. Like I said, there's a very, very faint hint of something there, but it's not distinguishable to me as being Coca-Cola flavored. Honestly, I get more of the drink tasting like the cookies than I do the cookies tasting like the drink. But again, not really on the drink either. It tastes more like a Tootsie Roll than anything. So yeah, that's my review of Coke flavored Oreos and Oreo flavored Coke. Would I go after them again? Honestly, as far as the cookies go, I might as well just buy regular Oreos because there's not really a huge difference there. If you would like a blend of the chocolate Oreos and the white Oreos, then you're kind of at it with this. You're getting a mix of both worlds, so it's not too heavy on the chocolate and not too plain on the white Oreos. So it kind of balances those out a bit. But overall, it's just tastes like regular Oreos to me. Like I said, there's a very, very faint hint of something, but not enough to notice. As far as the drink, do you like chocolate flavored colas? If you do, this will be up your alley. Again, it tastes like a Tootsie Roll, not like a Hershey's or any other type of chocolate. It's definitely more towards the Tootsie Roll side. So if you like chocolate flavored colas, you'll probably like this. If you don't, probably not. But that is pretty much all I have to say about it. Would I buy them again? Cookies? No, I'd just get the plain. This one, maybe it's a novelty thing. Like I said, Pepsi did the hot chocolate one, so if that was like a holiday release thing, like, oh, it's around Christmas time or winter time, whatever, we're going to release a chocolate flavored soda that's supposed to be reminiscent of a hot chocolate. I could see trying this once a year as a holiday novelty thing. Part of the Creations line, I tried it. Time to move on. Alright, so that's going to be it for this episode. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Links are in the description, including the link to my Patreon. So if you can afford to throw a couple bucks my way, I do appreciate it. But if not, that's okay too. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, cheers.